Good morning, folks. This morning we're going to nail 5 awesome journaling questions I'll be asking myself. This week we've been having a lot of podcast guests on, and I've been having them answer it. So I'm going to go ahead and answer some of my favorite coaching questions myself, just so you guys get a better check-in on me, how I'm doing, things that I'm changing up, working on. Use it for your own journaling prompts. When you're trying to have a cup of coffee, just try and figure out where you're at, what you're doing, why you're doing. These are awesome questions to just live a happier and healthier life. So check out these journaling questions this episode this morning and have a blast. Have a great day. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk to Tanner Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises to help make you the absolute best person you can be, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. I'm your host, Tanner DeWitt, and we're going to be knocking out this morning some journaling questions. Always nice. Maybe you're just getting up, you're getting rocking and rolling. Maybe you're having a little bit of coffee this morning and we're getting the day started. I've always liked this concept. Yesterday I had an awesome conversation. You can check out episode 400. Jeez, I got to get my banners up, man. Yesterday I had with my new friend Clark Masterson, and we were talking about just asking better questions to get better answers. So I wanted to put these questions on here and just kind of run through these a little bit. You guys get a deeper dive on me and then maybe and just spin it to your own situation. So this morning, maybe we're trying to figure out a little bit of where we're at. We're trying to feel a little bit better. And maybe we're just trying to figure out 1 or 2 action steps. I'm really trying to think, well, maybe these questions will help just get the ball rolling. So let's just dive into these right away. So first question on our list. So for the journaling exercise, is what is one way you can be kinder to yourself? What is one way that you can be kinder to yourself? For me, I would say one way I could be kinder to myself is to, just recognize in this awareness towards this internal pressure that I'm putting on myself. And I think we can kind of call that judgment. I think I judge myself way too often. And of course, we love the analogy here. I'm never going to run a marathon in 0 minutes and 0 seconds. But what I can do is I can reduce my time. I can reduce the amount of judgment that I'm giving to myself. So that is the first way I want to be kinder to myself. So maybe you ask yourself this morning, good morning. Thanks for just tuning in with us this morning. Maybe that's what you want, how you want to be kinder to yourself today, is just reducing a little bit of this judgment. This is something I do a lot. My life is going in a really good direction. I genuinely believe that. But I still just put all this internal pressure on myself, beat myself up. That's not enough. That's not good enough. I got to move this way. And I think a lot of us do this. So maybe you're just how can you be kinder to yourself today? That is our first journaling question. So go ahead, write out in your notes a little bit. And of course, you can always come back, rewatch this episode. You can watch all of our live streams over here. Let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. You can go to past live streams on our YouTube here, and that's just a 1-page live plan talk. If you just type in Talk to Tanner, it'll pop up. But yeah, you can always come back and rewatch any of these bad boys to just try and help with your personal development needs. Awesome. Let me get that off the screen. Zoom in a little bit so you guys can see the chalkboard. How's everyone doing this morning? Hopefully well. So how do I want to be kinder to myself? I want to reduce the judgment that I'm placing on myself. And it's weird how when you really start peeling the layers of the onion, it kind of usually comes back to just a few things. judgment, the expectations we set, trying not to have such strong opinions when, as we learn, we're going to have a different perspective, and just kind of keep coming back to this judgment and to try and be a little kinder to myself. So good morning, everyone. So that is for our first piece, is what I'm trying to reduce. I'm trying to reduce this judgment that I have for myself. I am enough. I am doing good. I feel good. And just recognizing it. Sometimes I get it, folks. That can sound a little woo-woo, but I'd much rather sound a little woo-woo than be like, you're not good enough and this isn't going right, and just focusing on a bunch of just crap that's not true. It's a made-up story that we have, false narrative, limiting belief, judgment that really makes us feel like crap. And I don't like feeling like crap. I don't know about you. So this is the best way it's been working for me. So that's one way I want to be kinder to myself. Okay. What is one thing you love about yourself? What is one thing you love about yourself? For the longest time, I felt like I couldn't be humble if I said anything nice to myself. If I was talking about what I was proud of, if I was talking about my accomplishments, if I would say these accomplishments, I'd say these good things. I'd be like, yeah, I love what's going on. But it just always, but I haven't done this, and I haven't done this, and I haven't done this. Like, whoa. There's nothing wrong with having goals. We need goals. We need some type of destination to kind of give us a direction, right? That's why they're so valuable, and they're not going anywhere anytime soon. Everyone needs like a number one goal. And we'll get to that question here in a moment. But when it comes to love, self-love, if we want to, they talk about a lot in personal development coaching, books I've read, people I've gotten to meet, shared on the podcast. It's a common answer of having love for yourself. If you want to love other people more, if you want to have loving relationships, usually we need to love ourselves. So a little love for ourselves, I think answering this question consistently is very nice. Maybe you ask this question to a friend. Maybe you ask this question to a family member. Maybe you ask this question to just someone you've met recently. What is one thing that you love about yourself? What is one thing that you love about me? And just get a smile out of everyone and see what they answer. There's nothing wrong with this. And I used to have this weird idea that if I would say things I love about myself, if I talk about my accomplishments, if I talked about things I was proud of, like I wasn't being humble. I was being like some cocky a-hole, which isn't true at all. Taking the time to recognize, I mean, there's levels of arrogance and thinking, if you're thinking you're better than somebody else, of course, that's not good. But this is completely different. And I think just taking the time to acknowledge this helps bring a little self-love into play. So what is one thing I love about myself? I would say mine, just being open and honest. Open, honest, you could say vulnerable, whatever, either or. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you, if you've been watching our show for a while, we go live every weekday morning at 8 a.m. This is episode 453. So I'm very open and honest. Some days I have good days. Some days I have bad days. Some days we have cool guests on. Some days, like, I'm in a fog and a tizzy, and I have a hard time thinking of questions and keeping the conversation rolling. So very open and honest with my audience, very open and honest with myself. And I think that's really helped my personal and professional relationships. And I think it's really helped me stay consistent, not brand, for what I'm trying to do for people. For example, here, I've been really diving into trying to help service-based businesses bring a more authentic brand. I believe there's you, and then there's the online you. And I'm trying to close the gap between those two things to build trust with potential customers. And because when you think of the people who you meet with day in, day out, it's usually people are pretty cordial. Usually people are pretty nice, but in the online space, it can be a little nasty. It can be a little more judgment. People feel a little more frantic behind the keyboard. So we're trying to bring that kindness and love to the online space and close that gap and have a more authentic brand. And I think the only way to do that is to be open and honest. open and honest. I believe that a lot of people who watch the show consistently, they get a really good idea of who I am, what I'm about, and also how I'm trying to help people and give back to the world. So open and honest. That's one thing I love about myself. So ask yourself, what is one thing you love about yourself? Maybe it's how composed you are in difficult situations. Maybe you love how you help certain people. Maybe you love your career. Maybe you love what you've done for your education. Maybe you love what you've done for your health as of late. Think of something that you love about yourself and remind yourself of these things, because we tend to remind ourselves of the negative a lot more than the positive, and it's not a coinkydink that we feel like crap. So, and I don't like feeling like crap. I don't know about you guys. So on to the next question. This is third question of 5 that we want to, if you're just now joining us. Question number 3 of the 5 that we're going over for journaling questions this morning is, what do you want to celebrate at the end of the year? At the end of 2024, what would you like to celebrate? Would you like to celebrate losing 10 pounds? Would you like to celebrate making a certain amount of money in your business? Would you like to celebrate going on vacation somewhere cool, somewhere new you have never been before? Maybe you would want to celebrate rekindling a relationship. Maybe you would want to celebrate falling in love with a potential partner. There's so many things that we can do to make life rich and to make life fun and to make life just worth living, right? So we want to be able to celebrate. I want to be able to celebrate. I don't know about you. I want to be able to celebrate and be excited and well-spoken. So I want to celebrate. And remember, answering these questions more specifically usually helps lead to better results. More specific, better results. We can't manage what we don't measure, and we can't measure what we don't specify. And you see how the wheel goes round and round. So I personally want to celebrate working with 100 people. 100 service-based businesses, 100 service businesses. I couldn't find an edge on my chalk. Sorry, that was kind of rough. Sometimes if you write on a chalkboard and it doesn't catch properly, it can really jack up your ears and not sound too good. But thankfully, this paint that we put on the wall is thick as tar, so the wall will be fine. We'll paint it again if we need to. So absolutely no worries. This is something people should do more often at home. If you're trying to brainstorm and you kind of got a wall to be creative, we're blessed enough to have a big enough house to just do this. But anyway, all right, I'm getting off topic. Sometimes that's what I do, folks. We're trying to stay on point. So asking yourself, what do you want to celebrate at the end of this year? And I want to help 100 service businesses. I just want to talk to them, help them, do an initial session with them. I always do the first week of my branding coaching like completely free, because if you don't love it and it's not the best thing for you, don't continue to do it. Don't waste my time. Don't waste your time. Everyone needs different people and styles and stuff for their businesses and brands. So we're trying to make a match, and I want to help 100 crews out, 100 businesses. Think like real estate agents, personal trainers, insurance agents, like these types of people. So if you know somebody, refer them to me if they want to make a splash, make a podcast, start a newsletter, if they want to really build an authentic brand online. Would really appreciate it. Okay. The next up is, what is your biggest challenge right now? What is your biggest challenge? This is a good one. Ooh, my biggest challenge would be balancing my sales and my marketing. I would say that. Balancing my sales and marketing output. Balancing sales. So you can think of sales as outreach. My goal with the sales, I have like a business coach, and like I'm trying to hit like 40 people, 40, 50 like people a day, real estate agents, real estate investors, freelance designers. Think of one-person businesses or people who service other people, like coaches and this and that. I'm trying to reach out to like 50 of these people I want to either get them on my podcast. I want to have them go into my social media, my branding and my coaching, my authenticity branding coaching. So sales and then also marketing. So this would be a form of marketing. It's part of my content waterfall content system. Like I use this and I make shorts of it and I do other things with it, yada, yada. I use it to show other companies that I'm a real person and I know what I'm talking about, yada, yada. So, but it takes a lot of work to write the plans and to write the questions and to do the research and to come up with the topic. And yeah, it's kind of hard to come up with 500 topics, turns out. But yeah, so balancing the marketing and the sales output. I'm really proud of myself in the sense of I've been working out really hard lately. It's been a great outlet for me. And my nutrition has been absolutely on point. My loving relationships are really good. I'm close with my family. So I'm doing the things right that I want to be doing. It's just sometimes it's really hard. Like I don't want to work from the second I wake up until the second I black out and go to bed. I don't want to do that. But I'm kind of in this phase to where I'm kind of in a tough spot. Like I need to I don't need to, I get to. The language barrier, right? But just trying to motivate myself and build that muscle and that ability to have that type of endurance and to put out the markers to make the kind of money and to have the kind of impact I want. If you want to make the impact, if you want to make the money, you got to put in the work. Really no way around it. So the challenge is just kind of balancing that using pre-scheduling tools, working out a little bit on the weekends, working in the evenings, networking with better professionals to learn how to systematize and make things faster and better. These are some of the challenges that I'm running into. So go ahead and ask yourself, what challenges do you have? Maybe it's health related. Maybe it's relationship related. Maybe it's business related. Maybe it's trying to think of your own unique marketing pitch. Maybe it's trying to figure out your own business. Maybe it's just figuring out, what do you want? Why do you want it? What's a little action plan that we could put together to maybe make that possible? Maybe that's one of your challenges, is just clarity. If you do need clarity, you can always go over to, 1plp.com, and there's a $99 course that really does a deep dive on your goals and what you want, your vision and your purpose. So you can always check that out if you'd want. And that's 1plp.com. All right, last one is, what is your number one goal? Number one goal. I would say my number one goal would be to have my coaching business do 100K. That's what I want. That's a specific metric I want to hit. And I want to do this through my branding. You guys saw up here, I want to help 100 service-based businesses. So think graphic designers, real estate agents, people like one-stop shops. Nobody's telling them what to do. T-Dog's the coach that if you say you're going to do this at 4 o'clock, I'm going to be calling you. I'm going to be messaging you, because I believe there's no replacement. You can have all these fancy worksheets and systems, but there's nothing they'll ever replace just human accountability. That's what changed my life, and that's what I try to give back to my clients and do that. So if you really want someone in your corner and to go all in, I'm definitely your guy. But the result goal of that I want is, I want this particular business this particular branch of my business to do 100K. All right. These were 5 coaching questions that you can think of. Ask yourself what your number one goal is. I think people get tripped up on this a lot. Excuse me. My throat's really itchy this morning. I think it's easy to get tripped up on this because, excuse me, I'm so sorry. You don't want to get too stuck in it. You don't want to have too many goals, because then you're getting pulled in too many directions. And also, it's not like this limiting thing. I feel like people, when they write down a number one goal, they're like, oh, I can't write that down because it holds me back or it limits me. It's like, it can change. We just need something to pull us in a direction. The goals don't matter as much as the actions in the day-to-day. I agree with that. But we just need a direction to head in the right direction. So that's why I like writing down a number one goal. So, and it's really like, what do you actually want? And I think boiling it down to just one number one goal, I think really gives us the best chance to actually complete it. So cheers to that. Cheers to number one goal. 100K, folks, is what I'm aiming for. And then we're just going to keep rolling and riding. Go through these questions again. You can kind of run through them real quick so you guys can just see. I'm going to mute myself and just try and clear my throat. Jeez. Jeez. Yeah. It's turns out it's not that fun to have a really scratchy throat and you can't talk on live video, but I'm going to push through it. Doesn't matter. Okay. 5 must-have journaling questions. What is one way that you could be kinder to yourself? Number 1. Number 2, what is one thing you love about yourself? Number 3, what do you want to celebrate at the end of the year? Number 4, what is your biggest challenge right now? And number 5, what is your number one goal? I believe if you can answer these questions with clarity and confidence and conviction, say, book a call with me. Here, let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's go over to my website, oneplp.com. It's in the description below for the book, booking a call. But yeah, if you can answer these questions with clarity, then you're going to be on the right path. And if you want to just talk to me about them, or you want to answer these questions and you just want to have a fun conversation, I'm open to chat, and I'm trying to connect with people who are trying to make their lives better and improve, even if we're just having a casual conversation over some coffee. Would love to help in any way I can. So nail these if you want to talk to me about them, or maybe you share them with a friend or a family member. Maybe you you share them with a coworker, or you share them with your kids, or you share them with your parent, whoever, right? Whoever you want to connect with and help with personal development. Okay, sweet. The other thing I want to jump on is make sure to tune into tomorrow's morning show. We're going to have one of my friends, Peyton Cater, come on to the show. She's an absolute juggernaut. She's doing really well. She's doing a lot of women's weight loss, education, healthy living, and lifestyle stuff. She's down in Austin, Texas now, absolutely crushing it. So I'll be really excited to have her on the morning show tomorrow. So if you know people who are trying to be healthier, trying to be happier and stuff, this is going to be a banger episode. Really excited for it. And that'll be tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. But that's all I have for you guys today, folks. We have the journaling questions. These were my answers. Maybe my answers were inspiring. Maybe you can twist them and turn them and just take the time, have a nice drink a little bit of coffee as you're starting your day, and just kind of think about these as you're driving, or maybe you got a notebook that you can write them out in. But if not, you can always go to oneplp.com and you can get my ebook, which has a ton of pages on notes, and it's all interactive PDFs, so you can type on them and you can change them over time, and it's really fun. But that's at oneplp.com. All right, folks, enough promotions. I got to get out of here. I got a couple sales calls coming up here shortly, so I got to get rocking and rolling for that to try and bring some massive value to try and close a few people and keep pushing towards my own goals. So cheers, friends. I hope you guys all have an incredible, incredible day. In case you needed to hear it, I love you. You're a badass. Yeah, got this. Let's have an incredible Thursday. So fun with y'all. And check out tomorrow morning's episode with Peyton Cater. Should be a good one. Peace, folks. I'm out.